Well, 2006, how old was you?
14.
Okay, so where'd you live before that?
48 different foster homes.
And they were all in Michigan?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That was a rough childhood.
Okay.
Very rough.
I mean, what was, you say, the roughest part about it?
So in 1998, one of the foster homes I was in.
So the fact that you're gay, right?
Yep.
Do you think that that stems from the abuse that happened when you was a child?
Probably yes. But the reason he does that to people is because he hooked up with a gay person and caught HIV from them. And because of that, I caught HIV. And I'm okay with saying that on YouTube. I'm okay with saying that. I went to school one day and they seen fresh cut marks. Here's one of them.
Okay. Wow, it's still there.
They called the Michigan State Police. The Michigan State Police came and investigated. And they took me out of that home immediately. They landed the helicopter in the prison yard for me, life flighted me to U of M, took me into surgery. I've had 5 brain surgeries since August 20, 2013. But because of the amount of brain damage, I have seizures. I've had several thousand seizures since 2013. I've had 5 strokes. My recent one was last Wednesday.
Ooh.
I have a lot of problems from that.
And so was this the Aryan Brotherhood that did
Yes.
that?
What's up, YouTube? I want to give a big salute to my daughters for consistently showing up and showing out in the gym this summer. But now that school is starting, I won't be able to go to the gym with Katie. So I'll be training with him virtually on our new channel, Atlanta Daily Workouts, where you'll be able to follow along with Katie training his clients virtually, including yours truly. Have access to his live kettlebell class and just watch good-looking people working out live. Come and get fit with us. Atlanta Daily Workouts. Now back to the content.
What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got my guy out here today. How you doing today, man?
Doing good.
All right.
Could be better, could be worse.
Hey, man, listen, man. It's a day, and we woke up, right? So it's always a good day with that. All right, so listen, man. So are you homeless?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so how old are you?
I'll be 32 on Thanksgiving.
32?
32 on Thanksgiving.
Okay, on Thanksgiving.
Sir.
What day is that?
November 28th this year.
Okay, the 28th. All right, my mom is close to that.
Every
all right,
6
man.
or 7 years it follows.
It switches. Yeah. Okay. All right, I ain't mad at that. All right, so 31 years old, and so how long have you been homeless?
Since February. I came to Atlanta because I met somebody about a year ago when I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana. Got to know him, great guy. Got here, was moving in, it was gonna be our house, but the day I get here, he dies from a stroke. So I'm out here on the street.
Oh, wait, what?
So, it's a crazy way to start it, but, so I met somebody, he lived in Atlanta.
Okay.
I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Where'd y'all meet? Or how'd y'all meet?
So first we were just talking on Facebook dating, which is kind of funny, but
okay.
Oh well.
So you're homosexual?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Got to know him. He came out to Shreveport, and we hung out, meet in person, because I'm not just gonna talk to some random person online and not meet them. And we vibed great. Our energies were just perfect. And he came back to Atlanta. I stayed in Shreveport. January, we were talking. He's like, "Why don't you move to Atlanta? There's nothing in Shreveport for you. It's boring. It's just dumb." He's like, "Atlanta's got a bunch of great things for you. You'll stay with me. We'll live together, so on and so forth." I said, "Fine, we can do that." And February 5th, I got on a Greyhound. Got here February 6th. His aunt messaged me and said, "Keon's in the hospital. He had a stroke." Well, I said, "Oh fuck." And I said, "Can I go see him?" They said they may not let you, but go. So I ran from the Greyhound station to Grady. Didn't get to see him because when I got to Grady, he died, which sucked. So basically from February 6th to now, I've been out on the street. So it was it's definitely a screwed up way to start Atlanta, but Atlanta's awesome so far.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss, for sure. My condolences.
Yeah, he's 29 years old.
He's 29 and died of a stroke?
A stroke.
Oof.
A massive stroke. They found him in the backyard of our house.
Was it like from drugs or anything like that?
No, it was just they still don't know what caused it.
Okay.
It was just one of those random, just out of nowhere.
All right. Okay, so 31.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any kids?
No.
No? Okay.
I want some, but kind of being gay, it's kind of hard.
Hey, listen, they adopt. This is Atlanta, trust me, I've seen it all. Yeah. All right, so, okay, so, and have you ever been married?
Yes, I was married to a guy named Tevin. When I lived in Texas, we were talking probably a year before he actually moved in with me. We were dating for 2 years. 2019, we got married just before he went in the military. He went in the military. I moved to Louisiana by his mom because of some of my medical problems, and was doing great. Besides, I got in a few legal problems in Louisiana because I have an anger issue and I don't like police. But got married. Married 5 years. He came to Atlanta after we were talking about the divorce because some of the stuff he's doing I don't agree with. March, I signed the paperwork.
So like what? What's some of the stuff that he's doing?
So the military thing I was perfectly okay with because when I was younger I tried to go in the military but I couldn't because I'm an idiot and like to catch a bunch of felonies and do crazy stuff. But he decided he wanted to do or become trans, and I don't have anything against them, but it's just something I don't agree with, and he didn't like that, and we were like, okay, let's just part ways then.
Okay. So y'all married as two gay men,
Yes.
and he wanted to turn trans.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still going through the process. He's doing all that still. When I last seen him in March, it wasn't the person that I remember from 2017 when we first met. It was a totally different person.
Okay. Well, I get it. Huh. Okay.
if I'm
So
gonna be-
you're still legally married?
No,
No. Okay. So you're divorced.
legally divorced.
Legally divorced.
In
Okay.
March.
All right. So, yeah, let's just start from the beginning, man. Where are you from?
Originally Michigan. I
You
was
from Michigan? What part?
just outside of Auburn Hills.
Okay, man. All right. Well, listen, man. Shout out that Michigan, man. Shout out that Auburn Hills and whatever town you from, man. Shout it out.
It's the name of it's called Barton Hills. It's a very, 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 I could say that probably 100 more times, very rich area. Very
rich area.
rich.
Okay.
Like
okay.
families.
So you come from money.
Well, it's not my biological family. I was adopted in 2006 by this family that worked for the federal government, have their own money, have several businesses for the military. They just make buku money.
Well, 2006. How old was you?
14.
Okay. So, where'd you live before that?
48 different foster homes.
And they were all in Michigan.
Yes.
Okay.
That was a rough childhood. Very
Okay.
rough.
I mean, what was you say the roughest part about it?
So in 1998, one of the foster homes I was in, their names were the Stookies. I don't remember their first names. I just remember the last names. And I was sexually assaulted by not only the dad, but their two sons. And basically used in every way, shape, or form you can think of.
How old were you at that point?
I was 6.
Oof.
And that was rough. And the foster care agency that I was in, didn't do a dang thing about it. It's very.
So did you tell when that happened?
Yes, I told multiple times. And
Who did you tell?
I told my foster care worker, Cynthia Caskey was her name, and she was like, "Well, there's no proof of this. We can't do crap." I'm like, "Okay," and just eventually just dealt with it. And then finally, I said,
How did you deal with it?
just basically shut down and didn't really associate myself with people.
How long did this go on for?
It was about 6 months. Finally, after the constant beatings, and I'm talking about beatings with whips, chains, getting stabbed, that type of stuff. I went to school one day and they seen fresh cut marks. Here's one of them.
Okay. Wow,
They
it's still there.
called the Michigan State Police. The Michigan State Police came and investigated, and they took me out of that home immediately because obviously I had marks and I could prove of what was going on. And finally, they actually took me to University of Michigan, which is the big hospital like Grady is here.
Right.
And they did
Okay.
they did a full body exam because of all the cuts, the bruises, the marks, the sexual marks. And those foster parents not only lost their license, but they were also charged with several counts of and abuse of a child and things of that nature. So from there I went to another foster home. Basically from 1998 to 2001 I was in several foster homes. 2001, I was in the Lamboses in Hillsdale, Michigan. Went through a bunch of abuse again.
Sexual abuse again?
No sexual abuse, thank God. But it was physical abuse, starvation, stuff of that nature. And that was the home I was in when 9/11 happened. And I remember what I was wearing, what I was doing, all of that, because 9/11 for us is a big thing.
Yeah.
So I went to school, let my caseworker or the counselor know at the school. They immediately called Michigan State Police. Michigan State Police took me out of that home. I went to another home, and it was fine. Basically, I was bounced around several times until 2000. It was like 2005. I met the people that adopted me. I lived with them for about a year, and it was fine. No abuse, nothing. They couldn't have kids on their own because mom doesn't produce eggs.
Okay.
So they talked to me one day and said, "We understand what you went through because Dad went through a lot of the stuff I went through as a kid."
Right.
So we could relate, and that helped me out a lot. Because as a kid getting
That's
raped,
like a form of therapy for
yeah,
you.
definitely, because I could talk to him when I was in a depressed mood or just I wanted to just stay by myself. And in 2006, they adopted me. It was I wouldn't say probably, it was the best thing that happened to me in the 14 years of my life.
Let me ask, did you ever get an explanation as to why your biological parents, didn't raise you? Yeah,
yes.
you know?
So I was born and exposed to crack cocaine, meth, heroin, and coke. Not only that, they would inject me with the different type of drugs as a baby just so I wouldn't cry. I would basically be comatose. They wouldn't have to deal with me. And I'm not the only kid that they had. They had 3 other kids. They did the same thing too. They lost all their rights. But because I'm hard-headed, but at the same time, I'm willing to forgive people because of the crap I went through. After I got out of prison in 2014, I moved to Tennessee with my biological mom. She was with her boyfriend or fiance, whatever you want to call them, but she was still doing drugs, and I said, I can't be around this. I gave you a second chance. We got to part ways.
Yeah,
but my birth father, he died, and obviously can't see him, so... But I probably would have gave him a second chance too, just because I'm willing to forgive people.
Huh.
I mean, that a lot of people can't do that, especially with the more serious stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, because, okay. All right, so real quick, so, I just want to, so the fact that you're gay, right?
Yep.
Do you think that stems from the sexual abuse that happened when you was a child?
Probably, yes. I don't really want to say I'm full gay. I'm more bi because I still, I've met several mature women. I mean, when I say mature, they don't act like kids. They're around my age, so I say they're mature.
Right.
They have their own place, have a great job, so on and so forth. And I've been intimate with them, so really I'm more bi than anything, but still the other side of it, I think it stems from what happened to me as a kid.
Because are you the giver or the taker when it comes to that?
Both.
Okay.
I'm more reverse when it comes to that, and then because of the childhood trauma and all the crap I went through with foster homes, I don't associate with white people. I absolutely despise them because I know that's a stereotypical thing, or just classifying people, and that's wrong. But I have a serious problem with.
Well, but what about the ones that you said treated you well when you got adopted at 14? They were white too, right?
They just eventually so I went through counseling with them.
Real quick, what'd you end up going to prison in 2014 for?
Oh,
because I think that's going to connect. But so go ahead.
So, breaking and entering to a federal building, breaking and entering to an energy facility, arson of a federal building, arson of an energy facility, resisting a police officer causing injury, and then domestic act of terrorism.
So what were you doing?
Basically, I was so angry at life at that point because it just nothing was working out for me.
Okay.
The people that adopted me.
2014. How old were you at this point?
When I got out of prison, I was 21. I just turned 21.
But you say you went into prison at 2014.
No, I got out in 2014.
2014. Okay.
I went in when I was 17.
17.
Yes.
Okay,
I
so
did
this happened
4
at
years.
17. Okay.
Yep.
So you was with this family.
No. So 2006 they adopted me, but because of the childhood trauma was coming, like it was getting worse, and I just couldn't talk to people
Right.
like I should have been able to. I was continuing to shut down and become more and more violent, like taking out what happened to me on other people,
Right.
especially the people that adopted me.
Right.
And we went to the Oakland County Courthouse, or they filed stuff at the Oakland County Courthouse for dissolving the adoption, which basically means we're on birth certificate, we're still your parents, but we're not your parents. It's a weird thing, but they're not my parents, but they're parents on paper.
Okay.
So after I left them, I went into, there's a place called Children's Village in Pontiac, Michigan, that takes in either kids that are just
Orphans, runaways, this, that, and the third. I get it.
yeah. And that was just temporary until I could get to a long-term placement. The next one I went to was Eagle Village in the northern lower peninsula of Michigan. Was there for, I think, 2.5 years, I think it was. And then I moved to another one because they found some foster homes that might take me. And one of the teachers at Pineview Homes, the third place I went to, he was, like I said, a teacher, and he was one of the people that was looking to take me in as a foster kid. So me and him talked. Obviously, we got to know each other, and I said, okay, we can try this, but you have to understand, I'm not the average kid. I have problems.
Okay.
And he was willing to accept that, and I still went to try to go through counseling, but it didn't work. I was there from 2008 to 2010 when I went into prison. And I still talk to him to this day.
Well, and you didn't get to why you, arson and breaking and entering into an energy place and all this stuff. What was you gonna do?
I just basically just was taking out all the inner frustration and anger out on not somebody, because I know what it's like to be
right, but something. And so
it was more
what,
something.
What was you trying to burn down the place, or did you burn down the place?
I laugh now because I was an idiot doing it. I just basically set a small area on fire and then left. But they caught me on camera.
And that was that.
That was that. There was no fighting it at that point.
Okay.
And then because of, even though the crap I went through, I still have morals and values. If I do something wrong, I'm going to admit it. And when the Michigan State Police investigator talked to me, I said, yes, I did do it, and this is why I did it.
Okay, and so you ended up going to prison for about 4 years?
Yep, 4 years.
Okay, was that your only stint in prison?
In Michigan, yes.
In Michigan. So you've been to prison in other places?
In Louisiana.
How long was you in prison for that?
Louisiana was about 3.5 years total.
And what was that for?
Resisting arrest with force or violence.
Okay. What up, man? Did you go to 10 Park Place? You did it? All right, we're gonna talk. All right.
So when I left Tennessee, I went back to Michigan to stay with the people that adopted me. I told them the situation, and they said, yeah, you can come back, but it's only temporary.
Right.
I said, okay, that's fine. I'm grateful for that, better than nothing. And I was there maybe 6 months, just trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. But I did not want to stay in Michigan. Michigan has nothing for me.
Okay.
I wanted to leave my past behind so I could
chart a new path forward.
Right. Become a better person than what I was, and because I can't forget about my past. But
yeah, you don't forget it. You just process it.
Yeah.
Put it where it needs to be. And
I want to put it on the back
forward.
shelf and just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Until I need to talk about it, so maybe my story can help somebody.
Well, I was about to say, talking about it in ways like this, talking about it to therapists, talking about it to even sometimes random strangers, helps you to process what happened to you.
Right.
Okay?
And it does.
And the more that you process it, the more that it kind of takes the power that it has over you.
Right.
Doesn't trigger you as easily. And so it's important to do that. So,
and I can say now that I've been out of prison now for 11 or 10 years now, or December 7th will be 10 years. I can say over these last 10 years, I've matured more in these 10 years with how to process my past and been able to get over. I don't want to say get over it, but get over it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So,
work through it. It's not getting over it.
Work through it.
Work through it. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, so okay, I'm gonna ask a couple questions. As far as prison goes, I mean, did the guys used to like take advantage of you in there and stuff like that?
In Michigan, and that leads to some of my medical stuff. August 20th, 2013. Was a tough day. I know but it helps me process it. So the last thing I remember on August 20th was going to Chow for lunch. And then 2.5 weeks later, I wake up. I was jumped by 5 guys in the bathroom of the block I was in, because there was a bunch of animosity between the Bloods, the Crips, the GD, so on and so forth, and the Aryan Brotherhood, because I would not mess with the Aryan Brotherhood. I wouldn't do stuff that I'm white, so they expect automatically.
Right.
And Michigan's not really divided by the different gangs and races. It's everybody just, you click up with who you click up with.
Okay.
And the AB, they're gonna always be the way they are. And I basically said, no, I'm not dealing with that. I love everybody equally.
Okay.
And so August 20th, I got hit with a chunk of asphalt while I'd taken a piss in the back of the head, and then the front of my head hit the brick wall where the urinal's at.
Well, you said you was at Chow, so
it was the last thing I remember was going to Chow.
Okay, last thing.
So I came back to Chow, went to the bathroom. I got jumped. I got hit with a chunk of asphalt first, and then they stomped me for 5 minutes. The guard that was on duty that day was Officer Hauser, and he seen something going on. So he ran up to the bathroom and caught the guys stomping my head out.
Right.
They had to hit me with the AED twice to bring me back. They landed, it's called Survival Flight in Michigan, but with U of M. They landed the helicopter in the prison yard for me, life flighted me to U of M, took me into surgery. I've had 5 brain surgeries since August 20, 2013. But because of the amount of brain damage, I have seizures. I've had several thousand seizures since 2013. I've had 5 strokes. My recent one was last Wednesday.
Ooh.
I have a lot of problems from that.
And so was this the Aryan Brotherhood that did that?
Because I'm white, I shouldn't be messing around with, or hanging out, messing around, whatever term you want to use, with people that are not of my race. And I wasn't having none of that. Because like some of the stuff I would hang out, I would make shanks, I would hold on to shanks, make hooch, hang on to hooch. I had also in prison.
Right.
Everybody
got it's like a little economy in prison.
And that was my
got his own little economy, man.
So they didn't like that because I wouldn't do the stuff for them. I was doing it for everybody else. And I was making great money doing it. But
that's a rough one, man.
I don't hate them for what they did, but at the same time, karma got them. All of them were charged with attempt first-degree murder. They were getting out of prison the following year. Now they're doing the rest of their life.
Oof.
I don't hold no grudges, no nothing against them. They just, that's prison.
Man, I tell you what, man. All right, well, listen, man. That's a lot, man. So, and I guess really in Louisiana, there's nobody really to go back to.
So, the in-laws, I still talk to my mother-in-law, still talk to the family. They treat me still like their son, which is awesome. They're always checking on me, make sure I'm okay with my health. They know the situation out here, and it's just, it is what it is. If I had to, I could go back to Louisiana, but there's nothing where I was at. I mean, there's nothing to do.
I get it.
But while I was in Louisiana, there was a day that I had a seizure, and typically after a really bad seizure I become very combative. So in that case, fire department calls PD comes, they help restrain, control, so on. And the officer didn't know, it was a new officer, did not know I had seizures, and they thought I was just being a pain in the ass. And I started fighting the cop. I tried to take his gun. It was bad. So they just charged me with resisting with force or violence. And I only did 4 months the first time. And then I went to that jail. In the process of being in that jail, I was by a guy again that goes out of his way to gay people. They put me in a cell with him, which was bad.
Right.
But the reason he does that to people is because he hooked up with a gay person and caught HIV from them. And because of that, I caught HIV. And I'm okay with saying that on YouTube. I'm okay with saying that. I reported it. It took them 2 years to do something about it. And when they did, the sheriff, I went to talk to the sheriff because I knew the sheriff personally. And I said, Aaron, something's got to be done. He's like, okay. He went to go get all the detectives. There was a big investigation. The warden of the time of the jail got fired. The assistant warden got fired. And several of the deputies got fired because they wouldn't do anything. But Aaron personally took me to LSU Shreveport. They did a whole workup of blood on me. They tested me for everything. They did the whole kit, so on and so forth. Even at that point, I was already out of jail. There'd be nothing there. But when the test came back, because of the 2-year lapse in time frame,
Right.
I had full-blown AIDS. And the doctor was like, you're basically dying in front of our face. They started me on medication that same day. It's called Biktarvy. And it doesn't cure AIDS or HIV, but it gets your viral load so low
That is undetectable.
it's undetectable, and the chances of spreading it, if I was to be intimate with somebody else, is basically zero.
Mm-hmm.
My viral load count in April of 2021 was 2.5 million. In December of 2021, 8 months later, my viral load count was 3.
Wow. There you go, man.
So-
shout out Big Tarvy, man.
And I hate taking that medication because there's a lot of side effects to it, but it's keeping me alive. So I can't be mad.
Real quick, man. One of these tats, let me see. You got 666 right here, man.
Yeah.
What's the 666 about?
So I used to do a lot of satanic stuff. One of the foster homes I was in, they did satanic stuff. It wasn't a bad foster home. It's just they were messed up mentally.
Right.
So I got the tattoo, and then this one back here was actually supposed to be.
I don't see it. Let me see. Okay.
It was actually supposed to be a pentagram, but the guy that did it did the Star of David, which. Whatever,
Okay, I was about to say, okay.
Which is funny, but.
Okay,
then-
because the one of the 6s is kind of scratched off a little
Yeah,
bit.
so this has actually been done 3 times, and my body keeps absorbing it.
It doesn't want it.
It doesn't want, which is fine with me. And then this one is basically all the relationships that I've been in that have not worked out. It broke my heart, and then a lot of the past that I've been through it just destroyed me emotionally.
I get it, man. I get it.
Every day it's a fight. It's definitely a fight every day, but I stay positive. I have great people around me. Arthur, the one that you're going to do.
Yeah, man. Shout out my guy, man. I talked to his baby mom a couple months ago.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
He's one of the guys that watched
cool
me.
guy, man. Great guy.
Because my seizures are so severe, and because I can have strokes at any point. Like I said, last Wednesday I had a stroke. So.
All right, well, listen, man. On that note, man, if anybody out there did want to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I have Cash App. It is, gotta think. It doesn't have my face, but it has, I believe it's Innocent Angel 23. Just because I'm not innocent for sure. I've done a lot of crap.
No,
but-
we get it though. You told your story, man.
But
Trust me.
because of-
I think at this point we understand. And just innocent spelled the way it's spelled.
Yep, and it's
then
all one-
angel spelled the way it's spelled.
Yep, and then 23.
23? Okay.
If it's not 23, it's 2023, but I think it's 23.
Okay.
Innocent Angel 23, and the picture, it's got like I don't remember exactly what the words are, but it's got black lettering, and it's got like a small paragraph of different things.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna find it, man. Like I say, man, we definitely appreciate you. Do you have Instagram or Facebook?
Yes, my Facebook is just Lucas, Lukas.
Okay.
Last name is SCHUHOLZ, like Z as in zebra, and it's just got my face.
Okay.
It looks like I have like makeup on, but I don't because my skin's so light. You can add me in my my Instagram is L and then SCHUHOLZ, just all one word.
Okay. All right, man. Well, listen, like I say, definitely appreciate you, and definitely wish you nothing but the best out here. Okay.
Definitely, I
My
definitely
guy, man. You
appreciate
make sure you have a good one. All right.
it. All right.
Yes,
I
sir.
definitely
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.